of Bill Bedenbaugh's recruiting efforts thus far. Sounded like a grown man yesterday when he said, University of Oklahoma. You felt the thunder in his voice, as if you weren't a fan already. And then you read the quotes yesterday from OUinsider.com that, yes, this guy came from Nigeria to America 5 years ago, but he had no idea about American football when he got here, so he Googled American football once he got to the United States. He Googled what American football is. He Googled football game. Turns out he found out that we just call it football here. He saw everybody hitting. He saw what football was like. And Parker Thune, he immediately said, yeah, I'm down. That's the sport. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life is play this game. If you weren't a fan already, those quotes on OUinsider.com last night were freaking incredible. I love it.
Yeah, well, and did you see the reason? He outlined the reason why he decided to pursue American football is because he liked the idea of hitting people. He loved the way that football players hit one another. He saw all that contact. And look, it's not that shocking. I don't know how big he was at the time, but he's 6'6", 290 these days. There are very few guys that are going to want to hit a guy like that, and there are very few guys that are going to want to get hit by a guy like that.
Well, I just love that he watched football for the first time, or I don't know, like Googled image searched video, like what popped up, but he's like, yeah, that's the game that I want to play right there. And clearly, no games of mule shoes popped up on his screen because it actually sounds like it was physical football that he was watching. Some actual hitting was going on. So welcome to the class, Michael Fasusi. It was a fun day yesterday. Man, it was a fun day yesterday. And we'll break it down even further today. Hey, have you ever had mood lighting at any of the homes that you've ever lived in before?
Mood lighting?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that I have.
Dude, you're not here today, but we have mood lighting for the first time in studio because of
really?
the,
okay,
YouTube
now I got to
stream.
pull up the YouTube stream.
I don't know. Like I have it pulled up right now. I don't know. Like I think I look better than what I normally do, which is not an extremely high bar. But I don't know if you'll be able to tell the mood lighting on the YouTube stream. You'll probably have to be here tomorrow and see it. But it's a little bit darker than normal, but it looks a lot better on video. So I'm sure everyone on the YouTube comments right now are just commenting on our mood lighting and how awesome it looks right now. But I think it looks a lot better than normal.
That's an old headshot. We need to get that updated.
Oh, you got a bad headshot too when you're on remotes?
Yeah, but no, I do see the mood lighting.
Yeah.
It is honestly like it's kind of a vibe. I think it looks better presentation-wise than the typical lighting that we have in the studio. I think we ought to stick with it. I think mood lighting should be the new status quo, and I think we should have mood lighting in the control room as well, so that I can benefit from it.
Okay, mood lighting all over the building, or at least in the control room and in the studio. All right, that sounds good. Okay, can we, because there is a good fact or fiction out there, and the question actually makes me laugh. Fact or fiction, according to Rivals, Bill Bedenbaugh is an elite recruiter, which we'll get to, if not this segment, then the next. But I do want to separate fact from fiction when it comes to the Michael Fasusi recruitment, because, boy, does the Texas side have an opinion on what actually happened throughout this recruiting process. Texas A&M, and this is very rare for Texas A&M, they're kind of not being idiots after they lost out on this recruitment. But Texas fans are in their feels right now saying, well, Sark told him that he's not going to be able to start next year as a freshman. OU just paid way more than Texas did. Like, what's the actual fact surrounding this recruitment versus some of the things that are fiction that are being said about Michael Fasusi and how this thing went down?
The fact that anyone is trying to posit that Bill Bedenbaugh, of all people, promised anyone anything is laughable, because anybody who knows Bill Bedenbaugh and is familiar with his game knows that Bill Bedenbaugh, he does not care how many stars you have. He didn't care how many offers you have. In the recruiting process and thereafter, mind you, he is not making you any promises as far as how much you are going to see the field. You are going to earn your opportunity with Bill Bedenbaugh.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, that's the hill that Texas fans are kind of dying on as well. I mean, if Sark would have offered him a starting job, then I think he probably ends up at Texas. Like, yeah, I don't necessarily because I think that there was a misconception throughout this recruitment. Like, did Texas lead in this 9 months ago? Maybe. I don't know really when it flipped, but it did flip, and it didn't necessarily flip 2 or 3 weeks before this decision. Sounds like to me, Parker Thune, that OU had the lead in this recruitment a lot longer than maybe what most people realize.
Yeah, well, OU really led ever since OV season is what it boils down. Like, OU was in front. The question was, in my mind and in many folks' minds, is there going to be a school that can change Fasusi's mind with a big enough bag? And at the end of the day, the answer to that question was no. But that was really the only reason to doubt that Fasusi was coming to Oklahoma. It was, well, okay, we understand how much OU is willing to pay, what the ceiling is, what the extent of their offer to him may be. And it's altogether possible and may, in fact, be likely that there will be another school that comes along and offers substantially more money. And here's the thing, Tyler. That's true. Michael Fasusi had NIL offers from other schools that were significantly larger than the amount of money that OU was and is willing to pay him in exchange for his services. And guess what? You heard him say it in the aftermath. What sold him on Oklahoma, what convinced him to bet on himself, bet on Bill Bedenbaugh, and be willing to forego a few extra dollars and cents up front was the development component. It was the promise of significantly more money than he could ever earn via NIL if he's a first-round NFL draft pick one day, at which point his signing bonus probably exceeds his career earnings to that point.
Cherokee Sooner is saying this is KREF After Dark now that we have the mood lighting. Text line is asking if there is going to be a stripper pole in here. If Jeff Banks and Pole Assassin come in for a interview, 2-star Lost City Sooner, we might install a stripper pole in this studio. So tune in for that one, please. That'll be interesting. Peyton says Texas fan is butthurt over Fasusi. Hang in there, Texas fan. The season starts next week, and your pain and suffering will continually increase. Boomer. Sorry, that was Greg from Lawton, not Peyton. Peyton says Texas lost AD the same reason, right? I bet Bedenbaugh said, hey, we'll give you every opportunity to start. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe for a second that Bill Bedenbaugh said, hey, please pick Oklahoma, please. Well, if you pick OU, Michael Fasusi, we'll go ahead and release our 2025 depth chart. There will be no or. You will already be penciled in as a starter at left tackle. I don't believe that was the case. I'm sorry.
Again, there are no promises made for playing time look, Bill Bedenbaugh, when he recruits you, he's going to promise you one thing, and that is an opportunity to compete. And that is, in many ways, a manifestation, a microcosm of the larger recruiting philosophy at Oklahoma, which Brent Venables has explicitly stated in the past. He has said, I don't promise guys anything when I'm recruiting them. All I promise them is that the second they show up to campus, I'm going to start recruiting their replacement. That's the promise that Brent Venables makes. And Bill Bedenbaugh is as old school gets. He plays hardball. He's going to coach you tough. And if you can't handle it, if you can't hang, well, then the transfer portal's always there. But what he's proven time and again is that if you're willing to buy in, if you're willing to do the work, and you have the talent to match up with it, you can not only have a very successful career at Oklahoma, but you can have a very successful career thereafter in the National Football League. And I tweeted this yesterday, Tyler, but it truly is wild to think that in 4 consecutive years now, Bill Bedenbaugh has had at least 2 linemen leave early for the NFL draft. It's not just that he has sent multiple linemen to the draft in 4 consecutive seasons. In 4 consecutive seasons, he has had multiple linemen forego remaining eligibility to enter the NFL draft.
Yeah.
If anything, Bill Bedenbaugh is developing too well.
Yeah, slow down, Bill. Come on.
Exactly.
We need a senior offensive line around here. Would you stop sending guys to the NFL so quickly? Jeez, why don't you slow it down a bit, pal? Come on. OU John in the 918, my favorite Texas comment right now, We didn't need him anyway because of our depth. Then why were you recruiting him? I read that one yesterday, OU John. I had a good laugh at that one as well. Eagle Nikki says Texas got a bad habit of telling 5-stars they won't play in year one like AD. 972 says Jonah Williams fong to Texas. Please let the listeners know we are too deep and Texas promised immediate playing time. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't promise Jonah Williams anything, just an opportunity to compete there. The OU Insider page is telling me to take my shirt off right now is that you commenting saying that? Are you on the OU Insider YouTube page on our YouTube chat saying that?
I can neither confirm nor deny these reports.
Jeez, it is debauchery right now on the KREF Sports YouTube chat. You're saying that? OU Insider, saying that? Les is saying mood lighting takes the conversation to a new level. Are you at Sugars? I'm not currently there. But Parker is on remote. You could be out there. Where are you currently at? You at Campus Corner somewhere or what?
No, I am at Caven's group. Caven's, of course, they are the best as far as disaster and emergency response is concerned. Haven't seen Gary yet. Gary must be out and about. We know he is a busy man. But Caven's, you want to have this number programmed into your phone just in case you experience a disaster at your home or business. 405-573-3048, or if you're in the Tulsa area, 918-282-7612. Very grateful to be out here at Caven's. Always a good place to be.
There you go. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. That's one way to interact with the show. You can also go on our YouTube page, KREF Sports. The comments are going on there. You can interact with the show there. We'll get to your comments. We'll get to more recruiting. Is Bill Bedenbaugh an elite recruiter? Well, a couple have answered that, including Parker Thune. We'll hit that next right here on the Ref for the home of Sooner fans.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught.
Crafted for SEC competition. Every OU fan should own a piece of Sooner Magic. Made in America, like it should be. Get your official on-field OU football today.
Contact the Fencing All-Americans at Van Hoos Fence, 405-735-1167 or vhfence.com.
More than 600,000 Oklahomans have disabilities. We can't afford to leave great employees behind just because they do things differently.
Who we are and what we accomplish
are much more important.
Hire an Oklahoman with a disability and gain dependability, commitment, and lower turnover. Reach out. Oklahoma Rehabilitation Services, okdrs.gov, 1-800-845-8476.
They say if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, wait 5 minutes and check it again. Nope, not there yet. Ah, that's more like it. Being comfortable is important, and if it's -5 degrees or 100 degrees, Norman Air has you covered. Our impeccable quality and unbeatable service is what sets us apart from our competitors. It's just part of our mission to keep Oklahoma comfortable. Visit normanair.com for all your heating, air, plumbing, and electrical needs. Norman Air, service to the max.
Hey Sooner fans, Kinsey Hansen here to tell you about my friends at the Affordable Door Company. Their fast, reliable, and professional staff have been serving the OKC Metro for over 28 years. Affordable Door Company is your one-stop shop for residential and commercial garage door service and replacement. Call them and tell them you want the ultimate maintenance for your garage door. You don't want to be stuck in your garage at game time, so give them a call at 405-635-94.
Sooner fans, show your Sooner pride. Crafted for SEC competition. Every OU fan should own a piece of Sooner Magic. Made in America, like it should be. Get your official on-field OU football today.
Fresh, delicious Italian dining, visit Gabarino's Homestyle Italian. For lunch, dinner, or takeaway, you are guaranteed to get amazing meals from scratch family recipes at Gabarino's. Hit the driving range or play around at the Westwood Golf Course. It's easy to book a tee time online, pick up a bucket of balls, or enjoy the delicious Turn Grill at Westwood Golf Course. When you shop local, you are supporting businesses that give back to community events, schools, sports, and local nonprofits. However you enjoy summer in Norman, remember to eat, shop, and play local.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Ready to transform your backyard into a stunning oasis? At Deckworks, we specialize in high-end decks, patios, pergolas, gazebos, and other outdoor living experiences. With over 30 years of unmatched craftsmanship, we bring your backyard dreams to life. From luxurious decks to serene landscape gardens, experience the difference that only 30 years of dedication can deliver. Visit Deckworks.com, a Brent Swift company. Deckworks, where your dream backyard becomes reality.
Locked in with McComas and Thune, live on the ref. We're the Homeless Sooner fans, Tyler McComas, Parker Thune, and a gift for any OU fan, or just a gift for yourself. I don't know, you don't have to give it to anyone else. But if you want the official game football the Sooners will use this year, it's got the OU logo on the football, the SEC logo on the football. If you're watching live KREF Sports on YouTube, you can see it right there in the camera shot. Really cool. Check it out, BigGameUSA.com. That's BigGameUSA.com for the official football that we're going to see in 8 days in Norman and throughout the season as well. That's BigGameUSA.com. Let me get to a few texts, then we'll get back to that fact or fiction. 405 says, FAFO, Fasusi around and find out. I like that, yes. Yeah, I like that. 910, Toby from the Pentagon says, well, he did say when he announced his selection yesterday that he would be spending the next 2 to 4 years at the University of Oklahoma. So he is already looking at that NFL.
He said 3 to 4 years, to be clear. If he had said 2 to 4, that would have been cause for major concern.
Yeah, right? It's like, what's
then
going
we
on?
would have got, oh boy, next Caden Green. Those are the texts we would have gotten. But
someone else asking if OU still in play for Babalola.
OU is still very much in play for Andrew Babalola. They are also in play, and I kind of teased this yesterday, but they are also in play for another 2025 offensive tackle. And that is 4-star offensive lineman Austin Pay from the state of Utah. His recruitment has been an interesting one, kind of a bizarre one. But here's what it boils down to with Pay. Well, actually, I guess I should start with this. He took 5 official visits this summer, Tyler, and it's a weird 5 schools. It's a weird combination, weird permutation of 5 schools because he's a Utah kid. Okay, he's going to OV BYU. He did OV BYU.
Okay.
Dad played at BYU. Older brother plays at BYU. That makes a lot of sense. He OV'd to Oregon. Okay,
all right.
Makes sense. Like, yeah, that they're in the mix for a lot of the top guys out in the West Coast, or on the West Coast, I should say. His other 3 OVs were to Texas A&M. Okay, like nothing all too bizarre about that yet. Took one to Arkansas.
Interesting.
Which is like, especially Arkansas in its current state.
The only connection I could think there is the O-line coach at Arkansas was at BYU a few years ago. Like maybe he had a connection with him or something. But
that is true.
Go on.
That is very possible. And then his other official visit was to North Carolina State.
Yeah, that's
North Carolina State.
No.
But he's still uncommitted. OU is still a top option for him, despite the fact that they did not get a summer OV from Pay. And from what I was told last night, and passed this along on the OU Insider YouTube live stream last night, OU, Oregon, and BYU are the 3 schools atop his list right now. But what adds another layer of complexity to this whole deal is that, like many Utah kids, Austin Pay is a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints. And so, upon graduating high school, he's going to serve a 2-year mission, which means that he's not going to enroll at his school of choice until 2027. So while Oklahoma, yes, while they may sign Austin Peay in the 2025 class if they can close the deal and if Bill Bedenbaugh can really flex his muscles, you would effectively regard him not as a 2025 commit, but as a 2027 commit, because you're not going to see him until 2027.
Well, fair point by Peyton. You say he's visited Oregon and Texas A&M, and his last name is Pay? Yeah, they had no idea. They did no evaluation on him whatsoever as a player. They're just like, Pay? Yeah, that's us.
Yep, that's our guy. Kyle and Brokenbow said Austin Peay will end up at Austin P. Very nice.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, there's another name that is still very much on the radar for Oklahoma, and it wouldn't be a shock to see him visit again. What I'll always remember about Austin Peay is that I was on the sidelines for the OU-TCU game last year on Black Friday, 11 a.m. kick, and I'm seeing a few of the local familiar faces like Josh Isos is there, Michael Patterson McDonald's there, but it's a very light day of visitors because it's 11 a.m. the day after Thanksgiving, right? And so I'm fully expecting, okay, like nobody actually made any sort of substantial trip for this game. And then as I'm walking down the sideline, I see Austin Peay and his family, and I'm like, wait, that's that big offensive tackle from Utah. What is he doing here at 11 a.m. on Black Friday? But Austin Peay and his family made the trek in to watch that game, to visit Oklahoma the day after Thanksgiving as they put a whooping on TCU, 69-45 that day.
Well, the question on Rivals today is, hey, let's toss this around. Is Bill Bedenbaugh an elite recruiter? Let's get one of our national guys on this, and let's get old Thune from OUinsider.com in on this conversation as well. I'll let Parker share whether he said fact or fiction on Bill Bedenbaugh. I'll read what Sam Spiegelman said. He said, fact, Bill Bedenbaugh is an elite recruiter. Whether it was Bob Stoops, Muleshoe, or now Brent Venables, Bill Bedenbaugh has been the right-hand man behind some excellent OU offensive lines. Bedenbaugh's reputation on the recruiting trail is twofold, though. He's an excellent talent evaluator and also thrives at building relationships. That was the catalyst for Fasusi on Wednesday, picking the Sooners over the Longhorns, crediting his connection to Bedenbaugh, which has only strengthened over the past 2+ years. Offensive line play is a rich tradition in Norman, and Bill Bedenbaugh is a big reason why. Spiegelman says fact. He is an elite recruiter.
Yes, indeed. Can I read my own words now?
Please.
I said fact. Bill Bedenbaugh has already compiled one of the more impressive hauls in the 2025 cycle. He's picked up a trio of blue chippers in Michael Fasusi, Ryan Foje, and Darius Afalava, as well as a rock-solid center prospect in Owen Hollenbeck. Only once in Bedenbaugh's entire career at Oklahoma has he failed to reel in multiple blue-chip linemen within a given cycle. And he's now picked up a top 100 prospect in each of the last 3 classes. If there was any question that Bedenbaugh is among the best in the realm of talent acquisition, the Sooners' edition of Fasusi ought to settle that debate for good. It's also worth noting here that Bedenbaugh is an elite developer, as Oklahoma has had multiple early draft entrants on the O-line in each of the last 4 off seasons. That will only continue to enhance Bedenbaugh's reputation among recruits.
It is written. It is a pure fact that Bill Bedenbaugh is an elite recruiter. I mean, so much so. And why? How quickly things can change. Alan M. on the YouTube chat says, are there plans for a Bill Bedenbaugh statue? Dude, we had been on the verge before of having to have a Bill Bedenbaugh positivity hour. And Alan on the YouTube chat is asking if there's going to be a statue on campus. Boy, you land a 5-star and the opinion of you could change rather quickly around here. I like
Listen,
this.
Here's what I will say. And I don't explicitly endorse the use of tobacco and or nicotine products, but if the folks at Zyn wanted to make a ton of money locally, they would contract Bill Bedenbaugh as the new face of Zyn in Oklahoma, because he is easily the most high-profile user of their product.
Could you imagine Bill Bedenbaugh on Zyn commercials and televisions across America? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the commercials would be spectacular. The billboards would be spectacular because I don't know if they could convince Bill to smile for the photo.
Well, that would be great.
I maybe have 2 or 3 photos in my entire archive, which spans years and years, that feature Bill Bedenbaugh smiling. You got to catch him, because they are fast, they are sparse, they are difficult to spot. But you get a Bill Bedenbaugh smile, that is it's like seeing a hummingbird.
I was a little jealous yesterday, I have to admit. A little jealous because, I mean, I do get to talk to the guy once a week for 15 minutes and then coming up next week and beyond for like 45 minutes. But you got a quote tweet last night from one Bob Stoops.
I did. Made me feel great.
Off of a photo with Bill Bedenbaugh having the Zen. Like, dang, that's all it takes, or that's what it took? Man.
Yeah, well, Bob still doesn't follow me back. So I was like, come on, Bob, you can quote tweet me, but you can't hit that follow button.
By the way, this is all on me. I take the blame on this. We've been talking about Bill Bedenbaugh, building a statue, elite recruiter, all that. It's 30 minutes into the show, and it was decided yesterday at about 3:05 Central Standard Time. It's over. It's done. We don't need any more days in this month. Bill Bedenbaugh is the August KREF Recruiter of the Month. I don't think that there's anything realistically that could happen for OU to unseat Bill Bedenbaugh as the KREF Recruiter of the Month for August. So we've got more days in this month. But I'm willing to just end it right now. I just think we're wasting everyone's time if we extend this race. It's over. It's done with. Everyone else is thrown in the towel. Bill Bedenbaugh, August KREF Recruit of the Month. It's over, and it wasn't even close.
I love it.
I love it as well. I don't know when I need to send out the tweet. Maybe I need to send it out this afternoon. Maybe I'll
send it out right now. I don't think you should be. I don't think you should wait any longer.
All right.
The race is over. KREF is projecting that Bill Bedenbaugh will carry the state of Oklahoma in the race for KREF Recruiter of the Month.
He won all the swing counties, and just the race came down to Michael Fasusi. And he won out on Michael Fasusi is what he did. So he's KREF Recruiter of the Month. Congratulations, Bill Bedenbaugh. I mean, guy has a birthday, gets a 5-star, and now this in like a 2-day period. He's on a heck of a run. And if he puts together a pretty good offensive line this year, watch out, man. Watch out for the things that we might be saying about Bill Bedenbaugh coming up this season. 405-651-3439 is the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. I guess the All-SEC coaches list is out. We'll take a look at that, kind of look into things with this football team as we're 8 days out from kickoff, and a lot more right here on The Ref.
Sooner fans, show your Sooner pride. Crafted for SEC competition. Every OU fan should own a piece of Sooner magic. Made in America, like it should be. Get your official on-field OU football today.
Cole Swindell, September 20th. And Jamie Johnson, September 26th. Riverwind, the Metro's best casino experience.
The Gimme Zone is back in 2024. Join Golf Digest panelist Brian Vineyard and myself, Josh Elmer, every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. as we break down and dissect everything in the world of golf right here on the Ref and the KREF app. Hear from great guests and from the game's biggest stars as we spend every moving day with you. From February at Pebble Beach through the majors to the Tour Championship in September, the #1 choice for golf coverage in the state of Oklahoma, it's right here on the Ref.
For 3 generations, the John M. Ireland & Son Funeral Home and Chapel in Morris continued to serve the community by giving back to local schools, charitable organizations, and first responders.
We provide pre-planning for funerals and cremation services at the most reasonable prices.
We are proud to be a family-owned and operated funeral home.
Award-winning funeral home year after year, our family believes in serving the people of our community.
I'm John Ireland.
And I'm Solon Daniels.
You've got our word on it.
Party like it's the 80s. Get ready for a tubular time at the City of Norman United Way Golf Tournament. Join us September 27th at Westwood for a retro golf extravaganza supporting the United Way of Norman. It starts at 9 a.m. with a shotgun start. Dress up in your best 80s gear, win fabulous prizes, enjoy a full day of action, including an 18-hole scramble, a putting contest, and big-time raffles. Sponsorships are available. Visit unitedwayofnorman.org or sign up today. Brought to you by Cavens Disaster Response Group, City of Norman, and Westwood Golf.
Somewhere there's a river rushing through the woods while someone rushes through their day. There's a mountain looking up at the sky while someone looks down at their phone. A trail waiting to be walked while someone waits for a latte. This world is full of somewheres waiting for someone just like you. So go see yours at 154 national forests and 20 grasslands. And to learn more, visit nationalforest.org. The National Forest Foundation. See your somewhere.
The Sooners are joining the SEC with a redesigned, handcrafted, and customized Nike Vapor Elite exclusively from Big Game Football Factory Football to commemorate their inaugural SEC season. To connect to the game you love on a deeper level, to get truly game day ready, you need the best quality football designed by and for your Sooners. How do you own the only official on-field Sooner football? Go to BigGameUSA.com/KREF and get your piece of Sooner history today.
How do you give hope to a child in the foster care system? It starts with your heart. That tug you feel on yours when you hear that children are waiting for a stable, loving voice to speak up for their best interests. And then it becomes your time. What started out as a feeling that maybe you could make a difference becomes the difference. Change a child's story. There is a child waiting for a volunteer like you.
Contact South Central CASA at 405-360-5295.
Now that open enrollment for healthcare coverage has ended, there's still several options to consider that just might benefit you. Need to purchase your own health insurance? Confused about Medicare? Considering offering benefits to your employees? Call the agents at Allison Insurance, featuring 70-plus years of combined insurance business experience. They're able to help clients avoid mistakes when purchasing individual or group health insurance. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. They are the experts.
Dorsey Jones Buick GMC in Reno bringing this hour of Locked In with McComas and Thune. Dorsey Jones is family owned and operated, established in 2020, but many of their employees have been there for more than 20 years. They sell Buicks and GMCs, which are some of the best trucks and SUVs on the road. And their low-pressure environment creates an enjoyable experience for everyone. Their sales staff is knowledgeable and eager to assist you before and after the buying process. They have all that and incredible pricing as well. Dorsey Jones Buick GMC. Happy commit-versary to the GM of the OU football program. Curtis Lofton committed to OU 20 years ago today. He turned out all right as a football player. Four-star backer at a Kingfisher. He was the number 62 overall player in the 2005 class. He chose OU over Oklahoma State, which is a very interesting story there. In 2007, he was named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, earned All-American honors, and went on to a very nice career in the NFL. And, boy, he's really thrived in his role at OU, and we'll see about his new role at OU. But, you know, the GM of these programs has been a big story this week with Alabama paying their GM just an incredible amount of money. But it kind of feels like in terms of guys that they had in the building in that role, I think Curtis Lofton will be he'll do a really good job in that spot. Really good job.
Well, and one of the ways you cultivate stability, too, which is such a valuable and rare commodity these days in college football because there is so much money to be thrown around. But when you have folks that are good at their job and capable, and not only good at their job as things stand, but more than able to get better and learn and grow as time goes on and become more of a force than they already are. When those same people live and breathe and bleed OU and OU football, that right there is the foundation of the recipe for continuity and stability, which is going to be so valuable in the coming years as a recruiting tool because there are so few programs across the country that can virtually guarantee it.
Yeah. A little over a month ago, golly, I can't believe that was over a month ago, SEC Media Day in Dallas, which was a lot of fun. But the media had both Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman, all first-team SEC. Well, the all-SEC first-team preseason coaches list got released about 30 minutes ago. Billy Bowman and Danny Stutzman, once again on the coaches list, are all SEC. Now, and we talked about it a month ago, I do think it's worth bringing up again. It does show the transformation of this program that you have two all-SEC first-teamers on defense when you haven't played it down in the SEC just yet. You would have told us 3 years ago you had two all-SEC players going into the league, you say, okay, well, who's the quarterback and who's your best skill player? That's probably who you're going to have. But no, this time around it's 2 defensive players. And man, like, I think a Butkus Award for this program would be big in terms of recruiting, in terms of a lot of different areas. I think a Thorpe Award would be big for this program as well. And I think a Heisman Trophy, you can come out of nowhere a little bit, and we've seen some players in the past that have done just that, come from, kind of out of the pack. No one was talking about them. They end up having the stats and the moments to win the Heisman. But I do think an award like the Thorpe or the Butkus Award, there's a lot of reputation that goes into that. I think Stutzman is a front-runner for that. I think Bowman is a front-runner for the Thorpe. And being preseason All-SEC, no, it doesn't win them that award, of course, but I do think it helps their cases in terms of that notoriety that sometimes you have to win a couple of awards like that.
Yeah, and with the Thorpe Award in particular, to think that Oklahoma is going to have a couple of front-runners not just next year, but in 2025 as well for that award. Because, shoot, man, I think Billy Bowman, obviously he's in that conversation in 2024, but the idea, the concept of what Peyton Bowen could be as a junior in 2025 would lead you to believe that Oklahoma, there's a world in which Oklahoma could seriously contend for back-to-back Thorpe Awards. And, look, individual national awards, they're great. Fans would rather see their team win football games than clean house in the awards ceremonies at the end of the year. But it is undoubtedly, without question, going to be a major recruiting asset, especially in a position-specific sense. If you can go into a safety's house and say, hello, I'm Brandon Hall. I developed the 2024 Thorpe Award winner. I'll do the same for you if you come to Oklahoma.
You think that's what he'll say? You don't think that he'll lead with, hi, I'm Brandon Hall. I was October KREF Recruiter of the Month in 2023?
I would say that's probably a secondary or tertiary resume point.
If he doesn't bring it up, then the recruits' families do. Oh, yeah, you won the October KREF Recruiter of the Month award. I remember seeing that. Yeah, congrats.
I mean, KREF, yeah, look, it's a nice thing to have. It's a nice little bullet point, little data point to have. But where I think it really starts to make a serious impact is when you win it 3 times in a row like Bill Beatonbow did.
Right. Well, yes, I think everyone would agree that you'd rather have the team awards than the individual awards. But if the team's playing very, very well, then the individual awards are going to come along as well. So if you're telling me that one of those guys wins a major award, it probably means that defense is as good as we think it's going to be this year. Because, yeah, man, I'm very high on this defense, like a lot of other people are. Cherokee Sooner says Stutzman, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Bowman, Special Teams Player of the Year, after 6 punt/kick returns for tutties. Dang. 6 in one season? I mean, I'm down, but that'd be impressive in this day and age.
Yeah, Bowen had, 3 pick sixes last year, and that felt unheard of. That felt irreplicable. So, return touchdowns, as you know, if you're an Oklahoma fan, they just kind of come and go. You can't really plan on them. You can't really count on them. Gavin Freeman's punt return touchdown against Arkansas State last year was the first special teams return touchdown for Oklahoma in 7 years. But that big play potential, whether it's on the defensive side or in the special teams game, that's an asset, man.
Well, is there a new offer that's out? The KREF Sports YouTube chat is going crazy over it. Jaden Bradley of Rock Hill, or Frisco, Texas, excuse me, I guess just put out that he was offered by OU in the 2025 class.
Yeah, that just happened, and I have not had the chance to really dig in and touch base with a few sources on the matter. I'm kind of inclined to believe that might be a PWO.
Yeah. The other offers are like Houston, K-State, South Florida, Texas State, Georgia Tech, Montana. Yeah, I mean, it may be. Yeah, it may be.
Well, and he tagged Brandon Hall. And with how deep Brandon Hall's room already is, and with Amarian Robinson and Marcus Wimberly already committed in the 2025 class, I remember there was a time Oklahoma wasn't even sure when they thought Jonah Williams was coming. They weren't even sure whether they were going to be able to take Marcus Wimberly. So to take a third safety period in this class feels like a bit of a stretch for me, especially if it's a guy that's a late eval, 3-star. Are you going to spend a scholarship on a guy like that? Jaden Bradley's a good player, don't get me wrong. But I'm kind of inclined to believe, at least at face value, that may be a PWO rather than a straight scholarship offer.
It's been nothing but good news the past 2 days. And I interviewed him, or at least talked to him outside before he was interviewed with you and Steely. So, of course, I am at fault, according to the text line, for General Booty leaving OU. But, hey, clap it up for the guy. General Booty has been named the starting quarterback at Louisiana Monroe. That's right. General Booty is QB1 there at ULM, and they play at Texas. They play in Austin. What is that, week 3? Is that week 3 or 4? I want to say week 3 maybe after the Michigan game.
It is week 3.
Clearly he's going to throw for 450 yards and drop 5 touchdown passes against Texas. But General Booty, QB1, you love to see it. Clearly we're all rooting for him. At least I think we are.
The only member of Oklahoma's quarterback room from last season that is not currently a starter somewhere is Davis Bevel.
Hey, he got on scholarship, though, at South Carolina.
He did get him a scholarship. He's getting that grad school paid for.
So, no, in all seriousness, congrats to General Booty. Awesome guy. Really nice to all of us when he came in here earlier in the spring for his interview. So, happy he's getting an opportunity to be a starter somewhere in college football. Other starters, of course, across the country all this week are being named, and I'm trying to find this one. I'm pretty sure I just knew it off the top of my head. But Brett Gabbert, you guys remember Blaine Gabbert that played at Mizzou?
I do.
Brett Gabbert will make college football history this week. He will be the first quarterback ever to start 6 opening weeks in college football. 6 times in his career he's been a week 1 starter.
So, hang on. Dylan Gabriel isn't?
Dylan Gabriel will start his 5th season opener.
What opener did he not start? Because offhand, I was thinking, Dylan Gabriel is about to start his 6th season opener.
Brett Gabbert of Miami of Ohio will make college football history, becoming the first quarterback to start 6 season openers. Last year, his season ended with a broken leg, and his playing future was in doubt. But Brett Gabbert is back to set NCAA history here.
Hey, did you see this as well? Texas got more running back depth.
I did.
Be afraid.
Yeah.
6th-year senior transfer Velton Gardner, owner of 1,024 career rushing yards, and a former Kansas Jayhawk, is coming to town.
And SMU Mustang, right? It's where he's most recently at. I believe he had 137 rushing yards last year. So they needed bodies. They got another body. Greg from Lawton says, I will admit that I like Booty. Thank you for that, Greg. 1-star Eric, the Mets fan, says Booty would have started at Iowa. Yeah, Booty would have started at Iowa. Would he have gotten the head coach suspended for a game like Kirk Ferentz currently is in Iowa City? Which is just – what is it going to be funny if Kirk Ferentz is out for the first game and they put up 52 points against Illinois State? Like the highest offensive output in 10 years for Iowa could be the game that Kirk Ferentz is out. I would probably laugh at that. That'd be interesting.
There will be many jokes made if Iowa just drops like a 50 burger that day.
Gunny on the YouTube chat says, I'm currently wearing my booty shorts. So just a nice visual for all of you as we hit the final break here. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We'll get to more OU football, more recruiting as well. OU's got another 5-star. Let's check in on the other 5 stars that are currently on campus right here on the Ref.
The Ref is Sooner fans, show your Sooner pride. Crafted for SEC competition. Every OU fan should own a piece of Sooner magic. Made in America, like it should be. Get your official on-field OU football today.
755-7700 or visit alcok.com today. Experience the difference with Dr. B and see the world like never before.
Hey Jeff, have I told you about the nightmare Jessica had at that big city dealership?
Oh boy, I can only imagine.
It was like something out of a bad movie.
Really? What happened?
Well, she found this amazing deal on a Blazer online at one of those dealerships.
Oh yeah, flashy with all the promises.
Exactly. She was so excited, but when she got there, they hit her with the old bait and switch.
I've been hearing that a bunch lately.
They told her the car she wanted wasn't there, but guess what? It was. They just wanted to sell it for more than the online price. Then they tried to push a completely different vehicle.
Well, tell her to just come out here and see us at Knippelmeyer.
That's what I told her. She said she would, and she wouldn't go anywhere else from now on.
At Knippelmeyer, we don't play games. Our prices are up front, no gimmicks, just good honest deals like we've done for over 60 years. So don't make the same mistake Jessica did. For your next vehicle, come see us in Blanchard, give us a call at 405-485-3333, or check us out on the web at knippelmeyer.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
I'm Jordan Klinger, a partner at McIntyre Law. I've been representing injured Oklahomans and their families for over a decade. Motorcycles can be fun, and many of our clients love an afternoon ride on the Oklahoma roads. Unfortunately, no matter how careful a motorcyclist is, other drivers often do not pay enough attention and a crash occurs. The resulting injuries can be devastating. At McIntyre Law, we've handled hundreds of motorcycle crashes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, contact us at 405-777-7000 or McIntyreLaw.com.
Discover a worry-free roofing experience with Kennedy Roofing, where you'll have a dedicated team with over 50 years of industry knowledge behind you. Tyler McComb is here proudly representing Kennedy Roofing, your go-to family-owned roofing experts located in the heart of OKC. Licensed and bonded in the state, they are committed to delivering top-tier service for projects large or small. Explore newroofok.com or call 405-704-3377 to secure your inspection today. Kennedy Roofing, where dedication to excellence starts and ends with their customers.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Tired of your current living situation? Now is the best time to make a move. Interest rates are dropping, and Home Creations is offering the best financing around, with rates as low as 3.75%. This will save you hundreds per month on your brand new Home Creations home. Live like a champion today by calling Holly at 405-364-9999 for full details.
364-9999 means Home Creations.
APR 6.411%.
As Oklahoma grows, we want to grow with it, and serving part-time in the Oklahoma Army National Guard is perfect for that. Our service provides money for school, so we can be ready for a new career or improve our current one. We learn valuable teamwork skills and get hands-on with some of the latest tech. And we also help the communities we live in recover whenever they are in need. Our service is helping to keep Oklahoma and ourselves moving forward. Learn more at nationalguard.com/OK.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma Army National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Attention Westwood Season Pass holders, we have a deal for you. You can start a free 30-day trial membership at the Young Family Athletic Center this August. Present your Westwood Season Pass at the WIFAC front desk and let the fun begin. Your 30-day trial starts when you redeem the offer, and you can enjoy all the basketball, pickleball, volleyball, and swimming you want for 30 days. Don't miss out. This exclusive deal is only available during August. Go to WIFAC.com to learn more about Norman's new state-of-the-art facility.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Locked in with McComas and Thune, live on the Ref for the home of Sooner fans. Tyler McComas, Parker Thune, and the Ref Army listening worldwide via the KREF app. Just search KREF in the App Store to download our free app. Louisville, Kentucky is tuned in today. Amarillo, Texas. Lakewood, Washington. Sioux City, Iowa. Waynesville, Missouri. Rutland, Vermont. Webster, New York. Ada, Oklahoma, all tuned in via the free KREF app. And our Ref Army locator is brought to you by Affordable Door Company, where they compromise on the price but not on the quality. Visit them online at affordabledoor.net. It's affordabledoor.net or call 405-635-9499. All right, one 5-star. in the 2025 class. Very likely you end up with 1 5-star in the 2025 class, unless Omarion Robinson just continues to rise through the rankings during the season and ends up being a 5-star. But most likely Fasusi's your lone 5-star guy in this class. Let's look back, though, a little bit on other 5-stars that this staff has gotten and kind of where they're currently at in their career. Most of these guys are young, and some of these guys haven't played a snap yet. But let's start with PJ, one of the OG 5-stars of that this staff has gotten. Big year 2 for him. Consistency, probably a big word for PJ. Showed some flashes early in the year. But how do we feel about PJ heading into year 2, one of the more recent 5-stars?
I mean, I'm optimistic, Tyler. There's a ton of depth at defensive end right now for Oklahoma. When we talked to Caden Woolard on practice on Tuesday, following practice, he had said the Sooners easily have 5 to 6 defensive ends minimum that they will be able to use in meaningful situations in 2024. And obviously PJ's on that list. He looks like $1 million, man. And you saw it in flashes last year. You saw it in spurts. Now that he is heavier than he was a year ago, he's put on about 20 pounds. You expect that it's not going to be much longer before we start to see PJ morphing into the force that everybody imagined he was capable of being when he signed with Oklahoma in the 2023 cycle.
You want to talk about flashes? Peyton Bowen showed some flashes last year. I mean, he's blocking punts, hitting quarterbacks, forcing fumbles. Dude was just making plays, it felt like, especially in the early, midway part of the season. How could you not have high expectations for Peyton Bowen? And even if he's not listed as a starter at safety or there's an or next to his name with RSJ, it really doesn't matter to me, Parker. If he starts game 1 or if RSJ starts game 1, I still have incredibly high expectations for Peyton Bowen. And I feel like this is a year that we can all sit back and say, yep, this is on a consistent level what we thought that we were going to get when he flipped from Morgan to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's going to play a lot. He's going to play safety. He's going to play cheetah. He's a guy that you're going to find ways to get him on the field. And I think there's also a chance you see quite a bit of 3-2-6 action with this defense, which would enable you to play 6 defensive backs. And so at that point, you're looking at being able to fit not just Billy Bowman and Robert Spears-Jennings and Peyton Bowen on the same field, but getting Kendall Dolby in the mix as well. So I think there are a lot of intriguing possibilities with how many versatile, hard-hitting defensive backs are on this roster. And Peyton Bowen, if we're just talking about natural ability, he's got more of it than anybody on this roster. Yeah, that includes Billy Bowman. Obviously, Billy is a more seasoned football player right now. But again, if we're boiling this down to just natural football playing ability, let a guy off the leash, let him go make plays. I don't think there's anybody on the entire defensive side of the ball that boasts the potential that that Peyton Bowen has.
JFA was a 5-star as well, and I think it's pretty obvious with him. We know that he has the talent. We know that he has the skill set, the physical tools to be a great quarterback this year and a great quarterback in the SEC. Can he make the reads a little bit faster? It's about decision-making for him. It would help if he has a consistent run game, consistent pass protection, but I'm still high on Jackson Arnold, and it's very, very obvious he is your dude. Regardless of the rumors from a couple of weeks ago, he's your dude heading into the season.
Yeah, and there's a lot on Jackson Arnold's shoulders. You know, this offense has so many weapons that they've surrounded him with. If the offensive line play is consistent, if the Sooners can protect him, if they can make sure he's got a clean pocket to operate from, we're going to very quickly find out whether Jackson Arnold is indeed as advertised and whether he is capable of being an effective trigger man for the first iteration of the SEC offense at Oklahoma.
And then David Stone, he'll be in the rotation. I don't think that he's going to be a starter game 1. We'll kind of see how he progresses throughout the year. I think the expectations are still extremely high for David Stone. Just because he's not starting doesn't change anything for him. But he still has shown the promise that he's going to have a fantastic career, and we'll get to see him, man. We'll get to see him in 8 days. We'll get to see him throughout the season. Very interested to see how OU's 5-star looks throughout the year.
Yeah, man. It's going to be an interesting year. And there's going to be a lot of scrutiny on this team. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny on this program, but I don't think there is any individual, any member of this team that's going to face the individual scrutiny that Jackson Arnold's going to face. So, again, a lot on him.
1-star Sam and Edmond calling my shot, Tyler. OU ends with 3 5-stars, Fasusi, Robinson, and Foje. Okay, Sam, I got you down for that one. Gunny says, mood lighting, stripper poles, and flashers not on the bingo card for today's episode. Well, you're welcome, Gunny. You're welcome for that. All right, the Rush is coming up next where we have, oh, you guys guessed it, 3 hours of football coming up next. Keep it locked on the Ref. We're the home of Sooner fans.